What is going on, YouTube, and welcome to another series of PCP Savage. With this video we're starting this new build, as you saw me introducing that new build on our channel and probably previous video. We're building FX Impact M3 Compact, the hunting edition. Okay, this is the first video of this whole series, and I'm gonna make a playlist for it, for the FX Impact M3 build hunter, something like that. In this video I want to capture all the steps of how I would receive the compact M3 and how I can build it entirely, go over each piece of the gun, take it apart, make it better, improve it, put it back together. At the end we're gonna have a beautiful PCP that shoots nice, straight, crisp, nice break on the trigger, consistent shots, excellent groups. I mean, this thing's gonna be money when we're done with it. I did previously a recorded video on my previous, the other Impact that I have, which gonna turn into the bench gun for slugs. I did record some videos of some modifications, but I figured, you know, I'm gonna make another one where the one playlist can have it all also. There, I didn't record everything about that, the other gun. I didn't record all the improvements, and I skipped on some parts of how to do certain things. I just explained it, but I didn't even actually show it how to do it. So, and this, with this M3, we're gonna do all of those things. Every time I get the M3, I will take it apart and go over and fix those things, because yes, they are nice guns, they can shoot very decent out of the box, but they can be better. You can make them shoot better, and that's what we do, and I love doing that. So every gun going through the same process. Okay, so what are we doing in this video? Well, what I did is I took the rail off. Okay, I took the rail off. I'm not gonna need it for a little bit. The cheek rest and the trigger guard, I took those pieces off for now. They're just gonna stay aside. I also took the barrel, complete barrel system out, because I bought this as 35 caliber, and we're gonna switch this to 30 caliber because I wanna stick to my 30 caliber pellets or slugs. Well, this is gonna be a pellet gun. That the whole 35 caliber kit is for sale. So I took that out, took the bottle off. I already ordered the parts that I need to make this 30 caliber compact. They're en route, so I should have them soon. So what are we doing in this video? We're gonna replace the O-ring to get rid of that first slow shot. You guys know about that first slow shot when your PCP is sitting on the bench for a couple of days or a day or half a day, and then your first shot is always like almost 100 feet per second slower, and then first 8 shots are slow, and then after about 8 shots it gets up to your target speed. We're gonna fix that. We're gonna replace that O-ring. That issue is gonna be taken care of. Okay, we're gonna polish the rod, we're gonna polish the hammer and all the components in there. You'll see it all in this video. Okay, so that's what we're doing in this video: block, plenum, rod, hammer components. Next video we're gonna work on the trigger. There is some polishing to do to make it nice, crisp break. I'll explain how to adjust it correctly, and from then we're gonna glue the carbon fiber or sleeve on the barrel, and we'll continue on with replacing a couple of parts and making it better. Okay, so let's get to it. Okay. Before you take it apart, you need to degas the gun, and you know how to do that. You take the bottle off, and then you unscrew your second stage pressure gauge. This guy right here. You slowly unscrew it. You dump all the air out of your system, the gun system, and that bleeds the gun, and you're safe to take it apart. There's no more air inside. It's out, and you set it aside. All right, so we got that plate off. Now we need to take this push rod that reloads your ammo. There's one more screw in there. Take that out. What I recommend is taking it carefully so you don't turn it and don't screw this in or out, because that will mess with your loading your ammo. Okay, so nicely take this out, put it right here, and make sure it doesn't get this rod doesn't get turned in or out. Okay, all right, we're almost there. All right, we got this one out. Set it aside nicely. Now we need to unscrew this knob. Screw that out. There's going to be a spring. Put the spring in, just like so. Put it right there. You need, I believe, I think that's 11 mil. Unscrew this nut, and this housing comes out. See it? Okay. Put it right next to that. Okay. Now we need to unscrew this little part right here. I got this piece of leather. You can get a piece of like leather belt or something. That's because if you take the pliers and grab this rod with the pliers, you might scratch the surface, and then that surface is gonna go through your O-rings and mess your O-rings up. So make sure you don't scratch it. And you need the Allen key, like something like I don't remember, it was like 1.5 or 2 mil that fits inside the hole that's on this little thing at the end. So we wrap the leather piece and hold that rod and start unscrewing. There's a hole on each end, and it unscrews pretty easy. Okay, at the end you can do it by hand. It's just tight first couple of turns. Okay, we got this piece out right here, put it right there, easy peasy, and then this comes out just like that. Okay, so we'll get our hammer, spring, and all of that stuff out of it. This is what we're going to be working on. And let me tell you something, just run your nail across this hammer block. This thing needs some polishing, I'm telling you. And a hammer weight. Before you unscrew this part right here, this housing, notice how flash it is with the tube. So when you screw it back, you need to make sure that it's in the same depth right there. Feel it? Okay, got it. Start unscrewing, make sure you rod all the way out. When you unscrew that, let me get a paper towel because it's greasy. Okay, there you go. This can go to the side for now. We get our rod out. We're gonna be replacing some O-rings inside. I'll to fix that first slow shot. Same thing with the rod. It's not perfectly smooth, and you can tell where that O-ring was biting on it. So it's, again, if you run your nail across it, you can tell how rough it is. So think about it. Every time it rides in and out on that O-ring, it rubs on the O-ring, ruins the O-ring. You're eventually it's going to start leaking air because the O-rings got worn out by this rough metal. And also when it strikes, it has some resistance, because like I can feel the groove in there, like with my nail. I'm like literally so when it strikes again, it's not going nice in and out. It's just kind of fighting itself because it's fighting the groove. So we're gonna polish this off. Okay, all right, so let me get some polishing components. What we're gonna use, here's what I use. I buy at the automotive store, like a AutoZone, or one of those stores, probably Walmart has it. I buy this kit. It comes with 3 sandpaper kit. It's a 1000 grit, 2000 grit, 3000 grit. Okay, and I use that to polish off my stuff. and then at the end get some kind of polishing compound. I use this guy right here. It's for fine cut. You don't need to polish this part right here. Well, I probably will a little bit, but be careful with the O-ring and don't come close to them. So we're just mainly doing this thin part. Wipe it with a paper towel, and it's already crazy good. Okay, now that's fine, that's good. Let's go to the 2000. I'm gonna go with the 3000. All right, we are finished with the 3000. Okay. Wow, guys, this is just beautiful polishing compound paste. Okay, just get your fine, something that's fine for metal, for cars. It'll do just fine. And get piece of a cotton, little piece of cotton material, like a cut sleeve of your t-shirt or something. I cut a sleeve off of my t-shirt. I hope my wife doesn't notice that. Shake it well. Put a little bit on it, just a drop. Don't need much. Just a little. I don't know if you can tell or not. Can you? Look at this part right here. Look how shiny it is. And then we go to the other side. I don't know if the camera's catching it, but like this first half. Hold on. Hold on. Oh yeah. Okay. Polished the rod. Okay. This thing looks amazing. I wish all of you do the same thing, because this is just day and night difference. Okay, that's already improvement. Now to the hammer. Run your finger across it. Can you hear it? That should be like that. Okay, so we need to polish this. Be really careful about this edge right here. Don't round this edge up. Hold on. Ooh, here in camera. Don't, because that's where your sear holds it before you release the trigger, and then it drops it. Okay, so careful. Don't round this up. Just go as safe as you can. If you can't get to inside of it, also polish it off. I would roll, usually get little pencil or something thin, run the sandpaper around it, and just kind of polish off inside, because that's where your spring rides. And by spring having less restriction or less friction, it'll just release quicker. It's going to be crispier break. Okay. We're also going to polish off the spring on outside, and this hammer weight that's inside. I also always polish this off, because that's where your spring also compresses and decompresses and rides against it. So again, it's rough, but if it's during the release, it doesn't have any friction. Spring against that and spring against the hammer is just a crispier break. Okay, so I'm not gonna record all this polishing off, but you know what to do. Use your 1000, 2000, 3000 and a paste. Same kind of thing we did with the rod. Okay. Okay, so we got the hammer weight, and the rod polished off. Okay. Make sure you don't skip through this, because it's going to be a very important part on lubricating this part. I'll explain the lubrication. It's not just a regular lubricant. So make sure you don't skip through the video. A lot of people just skip through the video, and then at the end they're like, oh, it didn't work. Well, because you didn't watch all the way to the end. And So now we're replacing this O-ring that's inside here. This O-ring is what makes this first slow shot better. It kind of takes care of that issue. And I'll show you what happens in there and why this happens. So you take something and push the two original O-rings that are inside there. Push them out. They're right there. There's going to be a black one and the white one. Put that aside. And I'm going to put a link in description below, and you buy those O-rings from this site. That's in the description below. Okay, so you buy the O-ring and a little white and a little black ring as well in here. Okay, also I recommend getting a kit with this O-ring as well. Okay, because why? Because often when you screw this in and out, because of the threads here, they do ruin this one, and then it's leaking slowly. So I like to replace this guy as well when I can. Okay, so now you have to put this these O-rings, link in the description below. I don't make any money out of that. That's just the guy who came up with this solution. Okay, so you're putting the white one first, pushing it all the way in. With like a Allen key, 4mm works well. Okay, goes all the way to the bottom. Okay, make sure it sits well. Then the black one. The ring, the O-ring that FX provides, because of the pressure inside of your plenum, pushes against that ring, and it squeezes that ring because they made it out of the softer material. It squeezes it in, so by that, because it's soft, it squeezes in and it presses against the striking rod harder and keeps that tight, so the striking rod doesn't move as well. Also on top of it, it's not as smooth as it is right now, so because it's a rough surface, and then the O-ring is pressed and binds on this rod, then when you hit the trigger, it doesn't, when it strikes, opens the valves right here, it doesn't strike as well because this ring compresses. So when you shoot 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 times, because of the friction, this ring heats up and then it becomes softer, and then your normal shots are okay. But in the beginning, because it's stiff and it's compressed and it binds this rod, that's why you're having issue with first slow shot, because this rod doesn't move as freely. You put the rings in. Let me get a thicker. I think I need a thicker Allen key in there to make sure it sits in there. I usually, press in so it's nice and okay. So now it's all polished, beautiful. What do we need to grease the valve rod with? We are using, just like everything else, the hammer, the spring, everything else, we're using Super Loop multi-purpose synthetic grease. This is what we use to lubricate all of the components. So we're just gonna put a little bit on our rod, because that's where your sear slides, your trigger sear slides on here, right? And the spring slides inside this housing, and then the weight slides inside the spring. So I lube them all, okay? Just so they slide easier, and when they do that, when they slide nice and smooth, then there's a less friction, your shots are more consistent, okay? And I put a little bit on the inside here as well. Assemble them together, they're nice and lubricated, greased up, so they'll slide better. Alright, so what's gonna happen now is we're gonna reverse everything and assemble it back. We know this is lubed, so we're gonna put, backwards. We're gonna put this in, okay? Pull this all the way to this side, okay? Screw this guy back on. Remember the depth, how deep that was. One more turn. Lines up. It's perfect. Okay, perfect. Now you can put this rod back into the block. Okay, goes in the block. Beautiful. I'm gonna put a little bit of the grease on around these two O-rings right here. Okay, a little bit. We are not going to put the trigger, the hammer back in. In the next video, we're gonna work on the trigger. Okay, we're gonna polish up the trigger, the sear, adjust it, and make this thing beautiful. Okay, when I work on the trigger, it's better when you don't have that hammer in. It's just easier that way. Okay, so next video we're gonna take care of the trigger, and then we'll assemble everything back in, and this part right here will be taken care of. Okay, and then we'll do videos on other parts that we need to figure out and fix and improve. Okay, thank you for watching. Subscribe. I appreciate every one of you subscribing. Thank you. We have a lot more videos coming up, so thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks.